today? How are you doing? Welcome. It's Tuesday. Welcome. How are you? Yes, awesome. So we're talking about starting over financially in 2026. The exact plan is what we're talking about today. How are you? Yes, so let's invite our friends and let us, if you have lost everything today, the exact plan I'm going to be using is to build up and get back on my feet, is exactly what I'm talking about today. So if you want to learn, maybe you just want to know how you can start life all over again. You've made mistakes and you want to just start life all. This is for you. So welcome here. Thank you for sharing the light. Thank you for tapping out the light. Yes, that's what we're talking about today. Starting over financially in 2026, the exact plan that I would start from ground zero, right? If I had to, right? If I lost everything today, no savings, no assets, no investments, this is exactly what I'm going to be doing. This is exactly, and you can reapply. You can use it to scale. You can use it to also improve yourself. Or you can basically, if people make mistakes, life happens, just heard about 30,000 employees laid off in Oracle last week. And things happens, and you can use the same exact plan for yourself, and you can use it to scale as well. That's the exact plan. So if I lost everything today, no savings, no investments, no asset, this is exactly what I'm going to do. Real Pally, how are you doing? Welcome. It's Tuesday. Are you ready for the class on Saturday? The real estate training, the real estate training, buying your real estate in 90 days. If you haven't, you'll find the link in the bio. You should register immediately. The class is getting filled up quickly. It's a 2 days free. It's just one in a lifetime opportunity for you to learn how to buy. Oh, yes, you are ready. Okay, you are registered and ready. And you should have gotten the email today as well, about the video you're supposed to watch ahead, because that's just supposed to help you. How are you all doing today? So we're talking about today, we are going to be talking about, if I have to start all over again, 2026. In 2026, what are the steps I'm going to take without any savings anywhere, without any investment, without any assets, like starting from zero? What am I going to do? You'd have heard some people, they'll say, take me to the jungle and leave me there, and I'm going to be able to do it all over again. Mohammed, welcome. How are you doing? Let me know where you're connecting from today. We're talking about starting all over in 2026, the exact step. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. This is about wealth building. These are strategies that you can use regardless of the country where you are in. Awesome, you're in the US, great. Anywhere around the world, this is applicable. You can use it anywhere, anytime, any day. So subscribe if you have not, follow if you have not. So if I lost everything today, right? No savings, no investment, no asset. This is the exact strategy that I'll be using, right? Because think about it, things happens every day. I haven't received any video. You will get that link in the email. There's an email that you should have received if you had registered. There's an email that went about, I think about an hour or 2 hours ago. In that email, you would see there's two links there with the video. Let me know if you did not get it, because if you had registered for the training, the email should have also gone out to you. Just it's start 5 days, 5 days to go, right, to the training. I love Jesus. I do as well. I do. Tamron, Jamie, Daisy, welcome here, and thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for subscribing if you haven't. And today we're talking about, we're going to be talking about if I have to start all over again. If you're just joining, we're talking about how I would rebuild my finances from scratch in 2026. Life happens and people get to rebuild. If I have to rebuild again in 2026, exactly the step-by-step exact plan that I'm going to be using is what we're talking about. So buckle up, because you're about to get on a ride, right? About to learn something amazing that you can use to scale, also that you can also use to rebuild your finances if that's your goal. So if you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. Let's share this out with our friends and family so that they can come and learn how to either rebuild or build, right? Rebuild or build. Any one of the above, right? So the exact plan, number one is step one, I'm going to fix my income because I always say something. I'm not one of those people that will tell you that, oh, you know what, your income is, your 9 to 5 is bad, or go and become an entrepreneur. That's very popular on the social media space. But I also understand, because I understand this, entrepreneurship is not for everyone, right? Some people are just meant to do your 9 to 5, but at the same time, do a business with it, right? Do a business, you have it simultaneously, because it just gives you multiple stream of income. That's what it gives you. So for me, I always say your income starts first. And especially when you just finish it from college, you learn a skill, you want to you learned a skill. The first thing you want to do is, what can you do with that skill, right? Because except you have an inheritance, okay, your parents, you're a trust kid. I don't have any problem with that. You know, you are a trust kid, or you got an inheritance for your family, or you won a jackpot. Okay, the other options for you to fend for your life, for your family, or take care of yourself, pay your bills, is for you to work, right? You have to do a job, either a skill as a professional, or a trade, whatever. One way or the other, you have your income comes first. So that's number one thing that you need to fix. So the first plan that I would need to do is to get a job, right? To get a job, fix my income first. I would focus on increasing my income. So one is either getting an income, right? Or increasing my income. So if I already have an income, I'm going to work towards increasing it. How do I do this? Because income is your end, is your, I call it a tool, right? The same way whenever I talk about money, always understand me. I say money is a tool. Money is not the goal. Financial freedom is the goal. Because a lot of time people always mix it up. They say, oh, money, money. No, 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 no. The goal is financial freedom. However, money is a tool that is going to give you the freedom. It's because when you have the money is what is going to help you pay bills. The money is going to give you options. So that's the reason why I always say the money is a tool, just the same way as your income is a tool towards a financial freedom, right? So the first thing for me is fix that income first. Get a job or optimize it, increase my income. How do you increase your income? Two ways I always talk about this in Two ways I always talk about this is, one, for me to increase my income, which is what I've done in the past, and I would replicate again. Number one, the first thing that I would do is I would negotiate with my employer. Of course, but of course you have to be doing well. However, how do you negotiate with your employer? Think about some certification that you can actually take, right? For 13 years ago, I increased my income by 30,000 in 5 months. 5 months was all it took. I did not go back to go get another degree. I did not. No, I basically took a certification, and because of the certification, I was able to increase. I moved from corporate finance to technology controls, right? From corporate finance to system controls and compliance and all of that. And that in itself increased my income by $30,000. And it's not, literally the certification and everything did not take, it took less than 1,000, and of course a little bit of dedication to studying and being prepared. That's one. The other thing is, I always do not tell people, especially if you've gotten your first degree, you've gotten a certain part of education or whatever skill, all you have to do is just look for, because your employers don't pay for the certificate. Employer pays for skills, right? Somebody that doesn't have the certificate and somebody that knows how to do it hands-on, that person will get the job before any other person, because they want to know that you can do this. That's what they are paying for. So a lot of time people make the mistake, they go back to school and go and take a college loan of 50,000, 100,000, and then they are back at a negative. And I say, no, just go. There are so many free trainings that you can take. You can get training on Coursera, COURSERA, like a course and an RA, right? that is one place you can get free training. You can go on, you can go to Harvard Business School. Go right there, go online right now, and you would see that there's some training that are free, like literally free. And there's some that are also very cheap as well, like under 1,000, under 2,000, you are getting it, and you get it's all you need is that skill. Get that knowledge of AI, get that knowledge of, in the medical field, get that, there's somebody that I heard recently, it's about scenography, is it scenography or something? How you can get the training and it doesn't cost so much. Those are things that you can actually do. That's the first thing I would do. Increase my skill set, right? See how I can optimize my skill set or get another skill set such that I become indispensable. And then on my job as well, I'm also looking at where are the gaps right there. What gaps do we have within the organization that I can fill in? And that is going to help me increase my income because now I become I become very knowledgeable. And of course, I can now go back to my employer to say, you know what? Before now I had this, now I have this. How can I need to increase my income? And of course, if they're not willing to budge, it has happened severally. I've seen people that go outside of your company, put your resume outside, and you'll be so surprised at what you are worth. If you still love that company so much, take that particular offer that you get, take it to them. Chances are that they would match it. Is either they say they match it, you don't have anything to lose. You go to another company. And I've realized this thing for coming from somebody that I've moved. I've been in the corporate America for almost 2 decades. 18 years is what I've been in corporate America. And one thing that I can tell you is I have moved multiple times. I have worked in at least 6, 7 companies. And basically, one thing I can tell you, it has helped me gotten my promotion faster to the position of an executive, the vice president, right? But at the same time, some of my colleagues or people that we started at the same level, that remain in the same organization, they haven't gotten to that level because they have remained there and they have just been getting promotion. And the promotion, it's not as rapid as when you move from one organization to the other. Promotion is one thing. The other part of it that a lot of people don't know is every single time that you move from a job to another, your chances is impossible that you are getting a parallel transfer, right? Your income is always going to be higher. And it's not going to be in the range of the 1%, 2% increment, except that, okay, that the company is going down and you really need to pivot to another organization. That's the only time when that happens. That, okay, let me go secure. But if you are steady on a job and you want to move to another one, you get interviewed with the chances that you're going to negotiate higher than, a lot of times at least 10%. You'd have probably seen this on Rich BFF. There's the lady that talks about finance. Rich BFF. She also talked about that. I can tell you firsthand because if I move from one organization to the other, at least I should get between nothing less than $20,000 is what is the increment. Nothing less. I'm not going to move because the devil that I know is better than the angel that I don't know, right? So the discomfort and everything, proving myself all over again in another organization, it must worth it must worth the pay. So always have that, and that's the one thing I'm going to be doing. Number one is fix my income first. How can I increase that income? So improving your skills, getting additional certification, jumping from one job to another, it's one thing. The other way is if I want to keep everything steady, but I still want to increase my income, would be supplement my income. What does this mean? I'm going to keep that job. Maybe my goal is to earn 6 figures, right? I want to earn 100,000 and earn 70,000. However, I like the job that I'm doing right now. I love it. I love the company and I want to keep it stable like that. Now, what can I do? I need to figure out how to supplement that gap, the extra $30,000. How do I do this? I can do things on the side, like I can do rental arbitrage. What's rental arbitrage? I can rent a place and I use it for Airbnb, Vibro, Booking.com, rent it out on short-term rental, medium-term rental, or mid-term rental, or even definitely not long-term, right? Because long-term, is what you are paying the landlord, right? I can do that so that I can get extra income. Basically, that's what that is. Another thing that you can also do, is maybe rent your car on Toro. That's another. Just think about what are the other things I can do with my current resources, right? That's not going to change. It doesn't require me more of my time, or I'm doing it at the time that I'm at my own leisure time. I can do it and I'm still getting additional income. Those are ways that's what I will be doing. I recently rented one of our houses to, this young couple, they're in their 20s, and that's exactly, they were using it for Airbnb. Rented the house for Airbnb. That's what they basically used it for. And of course, it's more money to them. So the difference is the rent minus, whatever they get in terms of Airbnb when they use it for short term, that is income for them, right? So that is how you supplement your. Another thing is that you can sell on TT Shop at your own time as well. The time that you're spending on Netflix, take 3 hours a day or something, or for ride Uber. It doesn't take you, and then you supplement your income. So that's what I'm going to do. Number one is job optimization. So fix my income first, job optimization, high income skill, like I mentioned earlier, high income skill, and of course, side income, side hustles, right? Those are ways that that's the first thing that I'm going to do. Understanding that my income is the tool, is the first step to my wealth building journey, right? It's my first step to my wealth building journey. So, Real Pali, Motto, Mayalistic, River, Darling Nera, Kiss Ade, Kisaid, Flash.co. Yeah, so that's number one. Fix my income. That's the first thing. Step two would be build a small emergency fund. I've talked about this. Think about it. The 30,000 people laid off in Oracle. Oracle is a fantastic company. And the same day, the stock jumped up by 6%. Amazing company. I'm sure 90% of the employees did not see it coming that, 30,000 people were going to be laid off. So the second thing I'm going to do is emergency fund, right? Emergency fund, I'll start with a 1 month or 3 months of my expenses. Okay, you are wondering, so what's an emergency fund? Emergency fund is your basic needs, your monthly expenses. So I call it the four walls. Your housing, so rent or mortgage, your groceries, your feeding, right? Feeding and a bit of clothing, right? Your transportation. Of course, you need to move from one place to the other. So this could be bus pass, this would be your car notes, this could be the money for your gas, all of that. And of course, the utilities, because you need hot water on, you need all of that on, right? So those four things that remember, I did not say purse, I did not say that dress, I did not say all those Amazon shopping. This is basic needs that keep you alive, right? Basic needs that keep you alive. The P5 and every other person, welcome. And can we keep tapping out the life? I know we are all locked in. We're talking about something different today. We are all locked in. Let's keep tapping out, right? So we're talking about starting over in 2026 financially. Exact plan. So if I lose everything and I have to start all over, one is that I fix my income, and two is what we are talking about, build a small emergency fund, okay? So that if anything happens, I can still take care of my basic needs while I re-strategize, right? Re-strategize in getting the next job. Remember, I already got the skills, so I should be able to get the next job within the next 3 to 6 months. So, but if I need to have the income, think about it. It's somebody that has food in the stomach, doesn't think about the rent. That's the person that can be all be together, right? Become collected to be able to start applying. If all of these things you're thinking of, your landlord is, you're going through eviction, trust me, that's why some people go spiral down. That's why it goes down from there for some people. But if you have your emergency fund, you know that you can take care of your bills, then you can re-strategize and pick up again. That's the importance of the emergency fund, right? Before any other thing, okay? So the emergency fund, where do you put it? In an high yield savings account, right? In an high-yield savings account, give you 3 to 6%. Remember that every dollar has to work, right? It means that when I get this income, some of this money goes into my emergency fund, and I build it to 3 to 6 months. Start with 1 month, then build it to 3 to 6 months. Also, the reason why it's also important is that it helps you to go into debt, because a lot of people, what you see is that now they're going to start getting payday loan, high interest loan, ridiculous loan. So people fall back on the credit card. That's what happens. So you want to make sure that, okay, you know what, because think about it, you're not earning income, and then you're using credit card at 27% or 29%, or you take a payday loan at a ridiculous interest rate. What's going to happen? It's almost like you're not getting out of it. That's the reason why the emergency fund is very critical and very, very, very important, especially now that the economy is doing whatever it's doing with the economy, with what is going on with a lot of layoffs, with what is going on with, United States and Iran and the rest of the world. Everything really expensive right now. You want to ensure that your emergency fund is all tightened up, and let's keep tapping out the life. Everyone. Can we get it to 10,000? Let's start with the 1,000, 5,000. I say this because it just helps some other people to learn this, because just imagine you have friends that lose their job tomorrow, and they would say that they don't have an emergency fund. You heard about it, you started building your own. You will feel bad. You will feel bad that you wish you had communicated this. And please, if you want to share with friends, point on the screen, point on my forehead right here, and you will see all of your contacts. Share it with them. That is how you share love. That is how you pay it forward, because they will come learn. The same effort that I'm using to teach one person or 10 persons, that's the same effort that is going to take 1,000. And trust me, that is a blessing in itself, where, think about the 30,000 people. So second thing is an emergency fund in an IU savings account. And you're wondering, what is an IU savings account? IU savings account is basically your regular bank account. But the difference is that it gives you a higher yield, higher interest. So Chase or Wells Fargo, you can put in the comments, or Bank of America, I would typically get 0.01%. That's all that I get. But when it comes to with some of those banks, IU savings account, like Capital One will give you 3.3%, like Vero will give you 5%, like Sapphire will give you 4%. American Express, there's so many of them, Marcos, Barclays, all of them different. You can just Google top IU savings account in 2026, in April 2026, and you would see it right there. Just make sure that it is FDIC insured, right? FDIC insured, so that your money is protected. Let's keep tapping out the life. Motor, Royal Pali, Kiss a Day, Flash.co, Rivanna, Darling. Let's keep tapping out the life, and let's share the life with friends and family. Let's do that. Let us do that. So it prevents you from going back to there, and then it gives you stability. Trust me, kids will not say they will not eat, right? Kids, because there's no job. Kids doesn't care. They will still eat, right? They will still have their snack, and they will still wear diaper. If you have babies in diapers, they will still wear diapers. So that is the reason why it is very, 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 very important. Step 3. So step 3 is what? Eliminate high interest debt. At this point, number 1 to 3, you don't even have any business in investing. A lot of times, people make this mistake. They will start working, and the next thing they jump straight into investing. And that is the reason why some people are struggling. That you'll be like, okay, I don't know, I'm making money and I don't know where it's going. And you understand the reason right now, okay? The thing about it is that if I have to start all over again, after getting my income, I have my emergency fund, I will focus on high interest debt. If life happens, I have high interest debt, so maybe payday loan, all of those crazy loan, any loan that is above 10%, I am basically paying that off, okay? Reason why is, if I'm investing and I'm putting I'm investing and I'm getting S&P 500 give me 8 to 12%. Let's even say 12%. And my loan is at 27%. it means that I am not only getting the entire return on my investment, giving it to somebody else, giving it to the bank, but I am also still paying 15% of additional 15% for my income to fund another person's business. That's like no brainer, right? That's the more reason why you need to like pay off the high interest debt. So basically anything aside mortgage, right? Or maybe your car note is lower than 10%, but anything about 10%, you want to start taking care of it. How do you do it? Basically, you have you have you can use any of these three methods. There's a avalanche method, there's snowball method, there is debt consolidation, and there are two other strategies that I always don't want to talk about because it could put you in more trouble if you are not disciplined. So what is snowball method? Snowball method simply means look for the one with the lowest with the least balance, right? The one with the least balance, and use and pay off that first. That is what that means, right? So if you have balancing 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, pay off 1,000 first, okay? And pay the minimum balance on the other two, right? And that once you pay off the first one, go to the next biggest one, like the 3,000, then go to the next one. That is snowball method, regardless of the interest rate. Avalanche method, on the other hand, right? Avalanche method is the one with the highest interest rate, highest, right? Regardless of the amount, that's the one you start with. This is the one that will put most money in your pocket, right? Because the interest that you are paying is going to be you're attacking the one with the highest interest first, and then but with snowball method, that one is going to help you. It helps with people that are not super disciplined, right? You're still struggling to get disciplined. Snowball method is going to help you because you are more like motivated. For every single time you close one account, you are motivated. You're like, oh, you know what, I did this. If I can pay off 1,000, that means I can pay off 3,000, and like that. It just gives you self-actualization and self-fulfillment. So that's the second one. Then the third one is debt consolidation. And by the way, another thing that I'm going to do with this credit, whatever debt, is go back and negotiate with them. I hope we know that you can actually negotiate your interest. Go to them, the best they can say is no, right? But at least you know that you negotiated the interest rate. So feel free to do that. Nobody is too ashamed. Trust me, they want their money. So you negotiate with them. And and see what happens. And the other part of it is debt consolidation. This one is, you remember, just the same illustration: 5,000, 3,000, 1,000. That is 9,000. That's 9,000 debt. But instead of you paying different banks and all of that, you consolidate it into one. Remember, there's going to be a transfer fee. So that's why I said this third one, if you know that you're not disciplined, you want to you are going to be worse off, because really it's almost like you are just transferring, and then on top of that, you are incurring transferring fees. Because the beauty of it is that you can get it at a lower interest rate, get your interest rate lower, but then there's also a transfer fee that it's almost also like a flat amount, like so if you are just transferring and you are not going to be and find yourself in that situation again, then you don't even have any business in doing this one. And there are other strategies where you can, if you are an homeowner, where you can actually do an equity line of credit, use it to pay off the debt. Equity line of credit is typically less than 10%. Okay, so it brings it, because one is secured loan, one is unsecured loan, right? One is secured. So because of that, because one is now secured with your property, you can pay off all of the 27%, and reduce your interest rate to lower than 10%. Okay, that will reduce how much you are paying off in terms of interest. So it's a beautiful strategy. However, you can lose your own to it. Remember, if you the same thing that you were doing that helped you accumulate debt in the first place, if you continue with that habit, what you realize is you would realize that you would just chances of losing your money in your property is there. Rufi, welcome, and thank you for tapping out the life. Thank you for tapping out the life. Thank you for sharing the life as well. We're talking about, if I had to start from starting all rebuilding in 2026, all the way, from zero, rebuilding. That's what we're talking about today. Starting over financial in 2026, the exact plan. Number one, meaning I'm going to fix my income. Two is basically I would be um fix my income is number one, and two is maybe two is my emergency fund. My emergency fund is the second one. And number three, we're talking about our interest debt is the third thing. Before you even start thinking of investing, right? So think about it. Any interest that is above 10%, you want to tackle it before you even go ahead with any other thing. So debt at 20% or more will destroy wealth faster than investing can build it. So that's really that's the truth of the matter, because even with Nasdaq 100 that is giving you 18 to 20%, 22%, but the credit card, most of them, the APR or APR, is it APR or APY, whichever one it is, it's at 27%, 28%, in case you have not seen it. So it's crazy. A lot of people don't know. It just means that on a 10,000, if your credit card balance is 10,000, you are paying at 10%, that's 1,000. At 20%, that is what? 2,000. At 27%, that's 2,700. The other person was saying that it was his our own interest was 32%. That is 3,200 that you are paying on a 10,000. So it's crazy. There's no way, there's no getting out of that, except you are intentional. That's why you use the card. Use it like a debit card. Make sure you pay it before the billing cycle ends. Before that cycle ends, use it and just use it to build your credit and just pay it off. Because every single time, think about that interest that you're paying. It is ridiculous. And I know a lot of people don't pay attention to this, right? They don't pay attention to. They didn't realize that it was that high. It is like there's a reason why. I know that recently they brought it up in that we should. They brought it up that we should actually. Moto, do you have a question? I can bring you up, but let me know if you have a question. Maybe it was also an error. So a lot of people, you realize that recently they were talking about how to reduce the interest rate and all of that, right? That's part of the things they were talking about, because it's crazy. It is crazy. So interest rates would destroy, those debt at 20% would destroy wealth faster than investing can build, right? Than investing. And step 4, what's the fourth thing I'm going to be doing? Then I will start investing. I will start with the immediate investing, right? Because I've taken care of the foundation. My income is good. My emergency fund for as a safety net, debt that is going to be my waste pipe is already taken care of. And then I can start investing. Understand that out of all this, investing is the one that is going to help you build wealth. And a lot of times, this is one that people do not even attend to. Some people don't even, except for 401k, that's all that they have. And they were like, oh, you know what, I'm investing. And probably their primary residence. That's it, right? Their primary residence and the 401k, that's it. And that is, yes, you are okay, but it's not going to help you build wealth. Building wealth, you have to be intentional about investing. What sort of investing do we, do I talk about? Because at this point you are ready. You would start small with ETF. Now it's not to go take the big deals. I'm going to be starting with the small ones, because this is exactly how I started as well, right? I started putting money away in simple ETFs, okay? And why do I talk about ETF? Because when they ask if you go on Google right now and search, where does the multimillionaires and the billionaires, where do they put their money? Number one is index funds and ETFs, okay? Even when they ask Warren Buffett, they call him the Lord of Investors, he said index fund, ETFs, keep it simple, let consistency, do it consistently, and let compound interest do the job, okay? So understanding that is exactly the same thing. Instead of me picking and choosing and making it difficult for myself, trying to read one chart that I do not even understand about a particular company that the chart might even change tomorrow on you, I just do. And what are ETF? ETF is an exchange traded fund. Exchange traded fund. So it's a combination of shares and stock or investments of a company. What does shares, investment, or what did I call it, stock? What does this mean? This is the way this is how you have an investment in a company, a part of ownership of a company. So think about it. Let's think about it. Maybe like a Coca-Cola. A Coca-Cola, everybody knows Coca-Cola. How can you own, you drink soda every single day, right? From time to time, you have it in parties. Now, that soda, or yeah, that particular soda that you drink, you can actually be an owner of the company that produces it. That is how you buy. That's what it means by shares. That's what it means by stock. Taking a share of a particular company with some of your money. Your money is giving you, in exchange for your money, you are getting a share of a particular company. Okay, that means you're also investing in a company. That is what they call also stock. So all of that is almost the same thing. Now, think about it. A Coca-Cola was an example, right? You can also do Amazon. You like Apple. You like any of those things that you like. Costco, oil, Exxon, Shell. All of those are companies that you can actually buy, right? With and it doesn't, a lot of times people think that it's a lot to start. No, you can buy with $1. You can buy with $100, any amount because there is the option of fractional shares. That's the beautiful, if there's anything that's been done in history, in recent time, is that fractional share. It doesn't have to be like, you have to buy a whole unit of that shares or stock or whatever. You can buy whatever what in dollars of that shares, 0.01% of a share. You can buy that. That's the beauty of it. Now, what is now with that's about stock or shares, right? Now, ETF on the other hand, or index fund, is that a basket of those so many shares inside that basket of funds. Inside one basket, you are buying Coca-Cola, you are buying Exxon, you are buying Starbucks, you are buying Amazon, you have Apple, Microsoft is also there. All of this in one basket. And whenever you buy that, your $1 or your $100 of it, or 1,000, whatever you are buying, whenever you buy it, you are buying everything that is in that basket of funds, in that particular exchange traded funds. Now we have different types of exchange traded funds, different types. Okay, meaning it depends on what I mean by different types. It depends on each of them has different things that is in that funds, right? It's two things. So whenever you see an exchange traded funds, right, what differentiates them is who owns it, which brokerage firm set it up, right? Then the second thing is what is in that particular ETF, in that basket. That's what differentiates one from the other. So think about it. The very popular one, S&P 500, the top 500 companies in the United States. Okay? Top 500 companies in the United States. Right? That's very popular, right? It has returned 8 to 12% in the past 10, 20, 30 years, averagely. Last year, it returned 18%, right? I hope we all know whenever we say 8 to 12%, it means averagely. There are times when it returned 32%. There are times when it returned minus, right? But because you are here on the long run, so think about it. If you leave it on a plane of 5 years or in a plane of 10 years, you add between 8 to 12%. That's what it means, because a lot of people in this category, they are more like long-term investor, not day trader, right? They're not long day traders. So it's return averagely between 8 to 12%. That's what it means. Last year it was 18%. So what does this mean? S&P 500. Yes, yeah, S&P. What I was saying, yeah, S&P. A lot of times, yeah, S&P 500. I want to believe so. It's S&P. Some people just put it that way. Maybe they miss the N, but it's S&P 500. So this S&P 500 basically tracks the top 500 companies in the United States. So think about it. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta, all of them, Exxon, all of them are in this basket of the top 500 companies in the United States. What does this help you to do? It means that if one sector goes down, you still have 499 that is still there. 499. If 10 goes down, you still have 490. right? If 20 goes down, compared to when you buy a single stock, the single stock puts you so much at risk. It's almost like a 100% chance of failure and 100% chance of success. That's basically what it is. It's, or sorry, 50-50 chance of success and failure, basically. But when it comes to ETF, it is not the chances are you spread it across board 500 companies. That's basically, and then we are talking about the top 500 companies. So whenever you buy a singular shares, you are buying multiple companies, right? So the first thing, after I have already gotten my emergency fund, I've paid off my debt, my income is stable. The next thing is I am investing in ETF, right? ETF, and I'm going to be, how do I invest in it? I'm going to open a Vanguard, Fidelity, or Shops, or Robinhood, or Wealthsimple in Canada, Trading 212 in the UK, Bamboo in Nigeria, and Africa countries, and Ghana, and in South Africa. I'm going to be opening my account, and then I would when I open the account, I will set up my account automatically or put amounts into this account. Or as a matter of fact, I always prefer automation, so that I do it one time, I set it and I go, right? So I would set it up such that every single month, every single paycheck, as I am getting my paycheck and I'm paying the taxes, IRS, I am also doing what? I am also paying myself. How do I pay myself? Whenever I buy ETF, that is for me. That is how I pay myself, right? That is for me. So, and I always say that no matter how much you think that income is, right? That how little it is. So far, the government, IRS or the government of your country still requires you to pay tax, regardless of how much you're earning. Then there is no reason why you cannot take some of that money and invest it, right? And invest it in paying yourself, right? Because it's almost like it's basically you paying yourself. So every single paycheck, I will connect my account to the brokerage account, okay? My regular account to brokerage account, and I'm going to be setting either $50, and I'll show you today. I just got an alert, Fidelity funded, right? That's what you just get, Fidelity funded. And then in the Fidelity or in the accounts, Robinhood anyway, I set it up to be a recurring purchase on a particular day, such that they are buying me S&P 500, right? They're buying me NASDAQ 100. They're buying me dividends ETF. They're buying me REIT ETF. Every single time as I'm getting my paycheck, I'm also funding my investment. I'm paying taxes, I'm funding my investment. I am funding my investment, paying bills, I'm funding my investment. So that is just it. So S&P 500 is one, NASDAQ 100 is another ETF. So if you are wondering, and for the S&P 500, we have ticket symbol. So because you can go and start the symbol is the VOO, the IVV, and the SPY. These all tracks S&P 500. The difference between them, like I said, is what goes into that basket. All of them track S&P 500, so they track the same thing. However, the brokerage firm that owns them who is tracking them, ownership is what is different. One, like SPY is State Street, is owned by State Street. VOO, you should already know, VOO, that's Vanguard. And IVV, I think that's BlackRock. So that's just and all of them have returned averagely about the same thing, right? The only difference is that maybe the fee might be a little bit different, 0.01, 0.03, something like that, but pretty insignificant. So any of them is good. The another one is NASDAQ 100, like a QQQ. This one tracks technology, right? Top technology, and it's returned 18 to 22% in the past, averagely as well. But here the risk is higher, of course. So you have to be ready for the swing. But really, if you're here for the long haul, then you do not have any reason to panic. So that is the second one. QQQM is also, all of them, those two for NASDAQ. And then there is the one that gives you the cash flow, right? Also, you don't have to sell it, but every single month you also get some form of dividends. What is dividends? Dividends simply means that you are doing a profit sharing. Anytime they make profit on that company, you are sharing the profit with them, you're sharing the so they will pay you to because you own a part of this company. So you just get dividends. That's why you hear some people that say, "Oh, you know what? I'm retiring at 40, I'm retiring at 50, and it's dividends that I'm using to survive." Yes, people do that because your principal is still there, but then it's just that cash flow that comes in, the dividends every single month. That's what you use to fund your lifestyle, basically, right? That's just it. Now, the other one that I don't put money at all, okay, and I will probably not put money again if I have to, starting rebuilding in 2026 will be REIT. REIT is real estate ETF, right? Real estate ETF. Thank you so much. I touched my head, so yeah, real estate ETF. Rufi, thank you so much. And everyone, let's keep tapping out the life. Let's not, I know we are all locked in. Dr. Lina had some energy today. Coach Cheffy, Arike, Flash, Mayalistic, Darling, Final Wizard, Treasure Vault, Rufi. Yeah, everyone, welcome, and let's keep tapping out the life. If you haven't followed, if you haven't subscribed, now it's your cue to do that. And today we are talking about starting over financially in 2026. The exact plan, okay? Rebuilding in 2026. Let's keep tapping out the life. And the first things first is fix my income. Number 2 is my emergency fund. Number 3 is eliminate high interest debt, okay, which a lot of people often miss, and they just jump straight to investing. They just get income, they jump straight into investing. It's just like you building a house and you did not have a foundation and you just start constructing. It's bound to crumble, and that's why some professionals feel very stuck. That's the reason why they're stuck, and they'll be like, okay, how come I'm making money? I don't know where it's going and all of that. That's because majority of it you are using it to pay interest that it's not, that you should not be paying. Okay, so S&P 500, or ETF, just set it. Let consistency is very, very key. Rule of 72 says you double your money every 7 years. So it simply means that if you put your 100,000, it becomes 200,000 in 7 years. In 14 years, it becomes, and this is just 8 to 10, 12%. By what's it called? In 14 years, it becomes 400,000. In 21 years, it becomes 800,000, and in 28 years, it becomes 1.6 million. You did not add a dime to it. It's still that your $100,000. That is the power of compounding. They call it the eighth wonder of the world. There's 7 wonder, but this one, it has to be the 8th wonder of the world, because the way it significantly increased your money especially from the way it jumped from year 14. You would even be blown away. That's why they always say that the time in the market always wins the timing in the market. So you are looking and you're waiting, when is the best time for me to buy? The person that consistently buys, dollar cost averaging every single month, buying the same thing over and over again, and doing it for years, let it like that, you realize that person would definitely win at the end of the day versus somebody that burns through his, day trader, right? Day trader, penny stock. You would realize that. That's why you see that the multimillionaires and the billionaires of this world don't do all those day trading. They don't. They do on consistency, compound interest, long-term investing. That is because that's the only thing that is sustainable. That's the only thing that is it can help you build generational wealth, and you have structure. But if you're trying to do day trading, some people are very good at it. They look at it, okay, the stock market is that. Nobody knew that there was going to be Iran and the US, or there's going to be unrest, or the outcome of the war was that Iran is not going to surrender or whatever, or Iran is still going to be fighting and impact the Strait of Hormuz, and then it's affecting the entire world, not just the United States. Whoever knew that was going to come? Because you are not God. That's just the beginning of the year. We did not see this coming, right? Technology industry is like, right? But then who saw it coming? Nobody saw it coming. The more you know that, since you don't know that, then stay steady, consistency. Warren Buffett is in 96 or something. If he tells you that he's invested and has over 1.6 billion, I think he's worth more than that or something. If this man tells you When they asked him, where should you invest? It did not, which stock should we be buying? He said, just do index funds and ETFs. He said, but a lot of people are not going to listen because they feel that investing should be harder than this, it should be tougher than this, it shouldn't be this easy. So a lot of people will not follow it. So that's why he even shares it, because people feel that it has to be harder than that. So S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, dividend stock, dividend ETF, REIT ETF, right? Automation, consistency, set it up, leave it, and let compounding do the heavy lifting. Note that it is not about how much you start with, right? It's not. You can start with $1. And I always say that just set it up. We're going to actually have a training that it's going to be in that training. You would set it up. You open the account. It's going to probably be 2 days. You open the account. So in case you cannot open it within something, you figure it with the bank. And then the next day we're going to come back and we would, or the next minute we'll come back and we'll set it up. Then it's not on you, because a lot of time people, it's not like people don't want to do it, but it's just like, oh, they're just too, not the fact they're too lazy, but for some reason they just don't open the account. So we'll open the account. You start putting the money, you would link your account, and then when you link the account, you will set how much. So get ready, get your money ready. How much, even if it's $50, set it, and you will buy and then you buy the first set, and you make it recurring after that. All right, then it's on you. Do not say I did not help you. It's now on you to go back and start saying that, I removed the account from my, I don't want recurring, and you're fighting, then it's on you. But at least I help you to set it up. I did that for one of my clients, and she did not even buy the stock or ETS for so long, but she just realized that, oh, I didn't even know that they were taking money from my account. But I just went there because I got an alert right now that my brokerage account has this much money. And so what should I buy? I said, see, he said, I didn't even realize they were deducting that money. So that's the way it is. Just like your 401k, or when all those deductions from the source. Once they deduct it from the source, you would realize that your expenses will just fall into your with what is left. I mean, am I the only one that feels that way? Think about it. If you get salary increase, the money that you said that it was the one way or the other, the money that was enough, the minute you get a pay raise, what happens? Your lifestyle increases, and then that new pay raise is not enough again. That's what happens. So whenever you get pay raise, whenever you get bonuses, a promotion, and all of that, that extra money, make sure that you're taking a percentage of it, channel it towards investment, because it's for you. That's like you. That's the only time you pay yourself. That's the only way you can pay yourself. Of course, the food is also very good for you to pay yourself, but that one goes into restroom, right? But this one, it stays in there. You look at it, you thank yourself later. One other thing is that you're opening the account. We're going to be opening the Roth IRA if you qualify for it. And if you don't qualify, you can also have a backdoor IRA, a backdoor Roth. So you have that. Oh, and then you also have your brokerage, your Roth IRA, 401k. Those are for your future, because if you take money out of it before 59 and a half, you get penalty, right? But for your future, the Roth IRA grows tax-free. You don't pay any tax. So because it's already been taxed as a source. So if you don't spend it, if the Roth IRA, if it grows, so you put 100,000, it goes to 1 million. 1 million is what you get. But think about the 401k. If it grows to 1 million, it's going to be taxed because it was not taxed at the beginning. So all of your profit and everything is going to be taxed at the end. So that's the beauty of Roth IRA. But then also still have a brokerage account, which is for today. You can take it at any time, although you're going to be paying capital gain taxes on it, but it's, basically, you also need, that's the main one for today. That is wealth. It's not the retirement, whatever. This one is the building wealth today. And in the, is it today, 10 years, 5 years, and all of that, that strategy, yes, that is it right there. Awesome. So, and the goal here is about consistency, discipline, automation. It just helps you. And for me, That is where I'm going to start, because that's where I started years ago when I started investing. And then once this money starts growing, right? Of course, you are putting money it starts to grow so much. What do I do? And then number five, the next thing is that I am stacking capital, because I am focusing on capital fast, because I understand that ETF is helping me, right? ETF is helping me to grow the capital that I need for the next phase of my life. Okay, the next phase. Because for one, I am saving aggressively, because I'm not trying to impress anybody or to oppress everybody or anybody. Remember, I am rebuilding in 2026. I have seen it, I have conquered, I am just rebuilding. So this point is not, I'm just keeping focus on saving aggressively. And that's the same advice I'm going to give everyone. With the economy that we are in right now, with so much instability, now is the time to save. Now is not the time to start putting your money into, liability, depreciating lifestyle liability. Now is to focus on, is that you are holding your money, putting it in investment, or you are using it to buy cash flowing assets that you know that, okay, you know what, if anything like the 30,000 employees in Oracle happens, you are well taken care of. You have somebody to fall back on, something to fall back on. Or, you're basically making sure that you're taking care of yourself at this time. Lazy Mom, welcome, and thank you for the follow. Awesome. So savings aggressively, and everyone that is here that have not followed, I don't know, consider following. Increasing your income. So I am also, remember, it starts with income. Whatever I can do to increase my income, what are the other things I can do? What are the other source of income that I can generate? I mentioned earlier, Toro is there, what's it called, rental arbitrage is there. Any other things that I can do, right? Uber, anything other thing, sell on TT Shop, content creation, anything to help you supplement your income, right? And the last thing is that, remember, if your income is high, the goal is that we keep increasing this income, but at the same time, keep the expenses low, right? Discipline with your spending. This is about discipline, because guess what? The wider this gap, the quicker your wealth building is. The wider, you see, if it's like this, you would see your wealth build as fast as you can imagine. But if it's like this, you remember, your income still remains the same, but your expenses is here. You see, this is all that you have left to invest. Trust me, you are somebody that is earning 100,000 that is like this, right? I mean, somebody that's 500,000 and it's like this, and somebody that is earning 100,000 and it's like this. Trust me, the person with the 100,000 is way better than the person with the 500,000 that is like this. Meaning, this is the income, this is the expense. The more that your expense, your spending is, the more, you are putting yourself on a crunch, right? And the more you are delaying your financial freedom. Like I said, when I started, money is not the goal. Financial freedom is the goal. Money does not equate financial freedom. No, money is just an enabler. Money enables you to gain the financial freedom, because if you have the money, then you can free yourself, right, from whatever that is creating money for, because now you don't have to be there. Something is creating money for you, and then you can get your financial freedom. A lot of time we always mix it up. We always think that money is financial freedom. No, because if you keep working and making money, you are not financially free. If financial freedom equals money, then we should not complain about 9 to 5. We shouldn't, because 9 to 5 is giving you the money, so you shouldn't complain. But the only thing that it doesn't give you the freedom, because you are doing the 9 to 5, you are not free to do any other thing, right? Because you are stuck on a hamster wheel that is keeping you. You are running that rat race, running, so you don't have the freedom. But the goal is, I don't want to be on this rat race. I don't want to do hamster wheel. I don't want to do this, but then I still want to be financially free. Right? So that is the goal. Personally, that's my goal, right? That is my goal, right? Because you are not financially free if you cannot take the time for yourself. Time is money, right? Time, it's money. Freedom is about time. It's actually about time. Don't equate it to money, right? It's just that time equals money, right? And then because you're trading that time for money, it's taking away the freedom from you because this freedom is tied to time, but then you are trading time for money. So just think about it that way. Yeah, because a lot of times this is the mindset shift that we all need to have, Otherwise, yeah, if that it doesn't change, then so the thing about it, saving aggressively because I'm building my capital fast. I have it in ETFs. I am building, saving aggressively, increasing my income through any other source. Of course, it has to be legitimate. No crime is allowed. Yeah, disciplined spending, right? Discipline in my spending because that's what is going to build the capital. And then we can now run. This is the part I love the most. Step 6, I'm not going to buy my first asset, my first real estate. Okay, of course, the asset is also ETFs, right? ETF is a form of asset, it's just a form of liquid asset, right? But then I'm going to buy an actual asset. This is the part I love the most, and right, because this is where everything changes, right? Because now I can enjoy one thing, leverage, okay? This is where good debt stands. I hope we know that debt is not there are two different types of debt. There is good debt, there is bad debt. Any debt on assets, that's a good debt. Any debt on liability, that is a total bad debt. Total bad debt. So think about it, like all those cars that we are buying, bad debt, except you are using it for business, you are using it for Toro, you are using it for rental and all of that, then it's a good debt because it's a business. But if you are using it for yourself, parked in the garage, like my friend talked about it yesterday, that he's working from home, they don't need the car. That is, you still need the car. Then the good debt is the asset, building, land, building, land, office spaces, commercial real estate, any of those, storage, all of those office spaces, commercial apartments, those are assets, right? Those are solid assets. Real estate is an amazing wealth building tool. It's amazing. I cannot, whenever I get to real estate, it's as if I romance it a lot because it has blessed me. I can't complain. It's just me not holding back on the goodness of God. And that is how you use your income. Your income, your 9 to 5. That's why I said do not despise your 9 to 5. That's how you use your 9 to 5 to fund wealth because this alone will give you generational wealth, right? So for me, rental property is one. Okay, this is where I'm going to because it's like the easiest route. It's like, not the easiest route, the easy part of real estate. Okay, when it comes to commercial, it's a little bit tougher, right? Because it's different. Because for you to get approvals and all of that, you need to get certain experience, right? It comes with so rental property. Think about it. You rent it, and you're wondering what is rental property. Rental property simply means you might be living in one right now, or you own one, or you're just hearing about it. Rental property is you buy a house using the bank's money. Okay, so you want to hear this, using the bank's money, and then you use the tenant's money to pay the bank. The difference between the two, you see, who owns the house? That is you. You are not living there. You are renting it to people, right? You're using, but the tenants give you money and then you pay the bank. Now you don't pay 100% of this money to the bank. There's always something called the buffer. That is cash flow. So tenants pays you $2,000 a month because the house is 200,000, and the 1% rule in real estate, it would 200,000 would be 2,000 rent, right? You should rent for 2,000, but the mortgage should be maybe it's around 1,500. The difference between the two is 500. That is cash flow there. You see, that is something that can be paying you every single month without you having to be there. It doesn't require. It's just the fact that you own the house. Somebody is living there, you get cash flow. That is the beauty of real estate or rental property, okay? And then the second thing, I'm not going to talk so much because we have a full class for 2 days. So if you have not registered, it's free. It's free. It's a $1,000 value, but it's because it's my birthday month, I'm giving it for free. So we're going to be talking about this in class on Saturday and Sunday. If you have not registered, leave in the comments so that I can show you where you can find it in the link, right? So that's the cash flow is the first thing. Second thing is where real estate is super beautiful is leverage. With 200, with 50,000, you can control a home of 200,000 conveniently. The bank would, if you go, okay, you need the link. Okay, Ben, I'll show you. So the what's it called? The real estate. Okay, so the first thing is you have the I talked about cash flow. Real estate. If you go to the bank right now and you tell the bank, please, I need a credit card of 200,000, they'll look at you and laugh. I'm like, okay, we'll give you a credit line of 200,000. How is that even possible? Or you go to the bank right now, they will and say, okay, I need 200,000. You know, they will look at you like, or you say, I need 200,000, I want to buy ETF. The chances of getting it is almost like pretty close to zero, right? But when it comes to real estate, there is a structure of you put 20% down, you get 200,000 for an investment property with not so much of an hassle. That's the beauty of it. If you have the same thing, you try to use it to get a normal loan, or you get, your chances of getting that of real estate is very almost like 100%. Using the same thing that you have versus when you want to take a personal loan. That's number one. The other part of it is, if you are a first-time homeowner, you've never bought a home before, there is government arranged kind of payment plan or financing, which is called FHA. 3.5% is all that you need. With how much? With 8,750, you control a property of 250,000. Of course, you need to pay the closing cost. So let's say with less than 15,000, you had a property of 250,000. There is no other asset class. Think about it that you can. So with 250,000 on an investment, in short, with 211,000, you can control a $1 million portfolio. There's no other asset class. That's the beauty of real estate. That's the beauty of it there. Leverage is one thing. And guess what? Who is paying back the loan? That's the beauty of the real estate. Who is paying back the loan? It's not you. It's the tenant that is paying. It's tenants that is paying you every month that you are using to fund that property, that is paying that your loan. Because remember, 200, let's say 250 is that's how much you brought for a 1 million, right? That 1 million, who is going to be paying back both the interest and everything for the remaining 750,000? It's not you. It's the tenant that pays for it. That's the beauty of real estate. I mean, of rental. That is it. And then you'll be like, okay, but not my 250,000, or let's even say that I pay it off is until I sell the house. That's when I get the money. No, with real estate is different. You don't have to sell. You can simply do cash out refinance. So far, you have equity in that property. They give you up to like between 65 to 80%, depending on the brokerage firm or mortgage company. They give it to you, no question asked, and that's it. It's your money. That is the beauty of real estate. It's just that you're just saying that, okay, I'm just extending my loan, but I have a property that is worth this. So those are the beauty of, okay, another thing that I don't think I've even talked about. Let's say you bought a property now, and tomorrow you bought a property, but you want to go buy another property, right? But you don't want this property anymore. You want to go and use to buy another property. You know that you can actually sell this one and not pay capital gain tax. So far, you are able to locate another property in 90 days. Is it 90 days or is it 90 days or 120 days? Within 120 days. So far, it's almost the same class. So it's single family or whatever, and you use it to buy this. You don't pay the capital gain taxes. So those are some tax advantages, and it's called 1031 exchange. You just need to file it. 1031 exchange, even though you sell it, but so far you buy another property. So you can easily move from one house to the other without paying taxes, which you cannot do with ETF. Well, you can do it. I think you do short within the same period or something, but you cannot. The leverage is so much when it comes to real estate. So that is the beauty of real estate. Cash flow, you have leverage, equity. The other thing is appreciation. Just like I talked about rule of 72 when it comes to ETF. ETF, you double its value every 10 years, only every 7 years, rule of 72. But when it comes to real estate, it doubles itself every 10 years because it could even double in 10 years. The one we have is going to only be 9 years. In the one we bought 9 years ago, it's not even 9. In 9 years in July, it's already doubled its value. That I know that. And you can go and check it on Google. But you just need to make sure you have bought it right. You have bought it right. You do not go and buy a property that is 100,000 what, but you decided to buy 150, then you are seriously on your own in that case. So the other part of it is tax deduction. You can use real estate to reduce your taxes on W2. Your W2 taxes is around the corner in another few days. It's actually in 8 days. Taxes is around the corner. So if you haven't filed your taxes, including myself, think about it or get an extension filed, right? So that real estate, you can use it to reduce how much you are owing, right? So because property taxes the taxes, the interest, the insurance, every of those things are taxable. What do they call them? Tax deductions. Those are deductions that you can actually claim. Okay, that's the beauty. That's why they would say that all the multimillionaires and the billionaires, there's none of them that doesn't own a huge portion of real estate. They all have real estate. That is because of this reason. It's not even because of anything, because of the tax advantages that comes with it. That is the beauty of real estate. So my goal would be to create income outside my job. Remember, financial freedom is the goal. So if I want to have freedom, I need to be able to if they take myself out of the job, right, or whatsoever, or have a plan to take myself outside of the job, but still have the money come in. So this is what real estate will do for you. Think about it. You want 6-figure salary, buy 5 properties at 200,000. Remember the 1 million I talked about. All you have to bring is 250,000 down. Over is, it doesn't have to be at once. Let's say you over 5 years, every year you're doing 50,000, right? And then in 5 years you got 5 properties, right? Right there. That is 1 million. Every single month from a tenant is 2,000 from each house. That is $10,000. $10,000 is over what? $120,000. Aside from the tax appreciation, the tax deductions and tax benefits, aside from other things that you are enjoying or that you would enjoy. So those are really the beautiful things about real estate. Those are really, really amazing things about real estate that I always talk to know whether, let me show you, and for any other person. So we are having a training, a free training, by the way. Like I said, it's a $1,000 value. You see it here. So see here, the class is getting filled quickly. So for those, and that's why I keep announcing it, because we have a very limited spot. So you can see it is nestyou.me right there, where this link is on my bio, Ben, and any other person that haven't registered. So you click on it. It's going to bring you here, try to trick you to stay here, but you click on open anyway. Right there. It's going to come down and it has all of so it has my ebook, it has the consultation. If you want a one-on-one, for people that have been asking me, I want a one-on-one, you have it right there. And then it has, this is it right here. If you it with my beautiful face right there, you would see buy your real estate in 90 days right there. If you click on it, you can see $0 right now. That will change very soon. Okay, so you see, if you go on buy access, you click on it, and then it brings you, it will show you the curriculum, everything, and then you put your name. It takes you just a minute or two, you're done. Next, you did a good job. It's a quick one, and that's how you feel it. But the class is getting filled up quickly, and once the class is full, it's full. For every other person, you should have received an email today for people that have registered already. You should have received an email today about the training, the video that you need to watch ahead of the class in preparation for the class. Two videos, each of them should be about 5 minutes each. And once you're there, please subscribe, watch and subscribe, because there might be some other ones. So you see whenever a video comes through, you can actually, you're welcome, Ben. You're welcome. Yeah, whenever the next video comes through, you don't miss it because I might have another video before the class. So you want to make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That's my YouTube channel, by the way. It's and for those that are asking, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. That's where you will find it, right here. You can't miss it. I have almost the same right there. So you have all of the, so you have it right there. So in case I hope you all got motto. I know that you said you did not get email yesterday, but I think I got you. I saw that you registered. I even saw that you registered 3 times. I saw you register 3 times because I was looking at it, and you should have gotten an email today. Let me know if you are still having issues. Yes, I know. I saw that. So, yeah. And did you get an email? No, you don't have to be sorry because you just wanted to make sure that you did not miss it. Yeah. So I like that. I like that you registered. Yeah. Because if you do not get an email, apparently they have the issue. I later got a notification that they have an issue with their system. Yes, the email, you should have received it like 2 hours earlier. And every other person, if you have not registered, that's how you register. Do not miss. This is a $1,000 value. I tell you, this is, and if you are just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology I'm a serial investor with double-digit real estate portfolio. And of course, I have also built wealth through real estate. Okay, I've built wealth through real estate because I've been in corporate America, got up to the position as a vice president, and I just basically funded mine is through the 9 to 5, not because I'm not a trust kid, even as much as I would love to, but I can do, and that tells you that anyone you can actually build wealth, right? Regardless of whatever, but we just need to understand, what steps you need to use to get there. Real estate is one thing. And I know that a lot of people like, oh, it takes a lot of money to start. It takes yes, it might to you, but the thing about there are different strategies that you can use, and we're going to be talking about that in class. So register if you haven't, and if you want me to, okay, you received it. Yeah, watch that video. Motto. I just wanted thank you for confirming. It's 5 days to go. Then we'll do 3 days or 2 days to go again, and we'll do so that people are well prepared ahead of the class. I'm just so looking forward to it because this might just be the only one. And I'm so excited to bless as many people as possible with this knowledge that I have. Because we'll be analyzing actual deals. I'll be showing some of the real estate properties. Then, of course, I'm going to be telling you, showing you, okay, it's 90 days that it will take you to buy the property. So it means that by summer, if you really want to take action by summer, after this training, you should have everything that you need to get you started. Buy it. So month 1, these are things that you're going to do. You would even find some of those things in the video as well. Month 1, month 2, month 3, then have a checklist like a binder. These are things that you're going to be doing and start checking it off. So which one. So is it my credit card? Is it my credit that I need to start working on? Is it my down payment? Or okay, what are the strategies of down payments? If you don't have down payments, these are strategies you can use. We can do wholesaling, but then you can also do this that would help you, like the wholesaling strategy where you can buy it at a lower rate, and then you use the appraisal, more like the equity you need to pay off. I got my pen and paper ready for notes. Yeah, absolutely. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. Trust me, that's exactly what I did over 10 years ago, right? Over 10 years ago, because the only difference is that I paid for it. I paid decently for it because I did not want to make mistake after losing $100,000, close to 100,000 to the stock markets. I could not afford to lose another dime. And also it was the kids' money as well. Remember, I started with 529. And because 529 was not working for me, I started saying, okay, let's use real estate to fund the kids education, which is the one of the best things that have happened to me, because we not only used it to fund the kids education, we've also used it to earn us wealth. All right, so again, just to repeat this, I'm not sure what this is. Yeah, I love the content. Curious if you need good appointment setup oh, okay. Yeah, so not at the moment, but that's okay. That's not so, but you can send me a message, I mean, as well. You can send me a message on that. But then basically, just to start it again, 5 things I'm going to do. 5 things, okay? So notes and paper, class is the session. 5 things. If I have to rebuild in 2026, number one that we do is my income. Income. That's number one, right? How do I do that? Either by getting an additional skill at little or no cost, no college loans, no, right? You can get it on Coursera, you can get free on Harvard Business School. I mean, really, go there and prove me wrong, right? Because information is power. You'll be so surprised that there's some things that you don't know that is there and it's free. It doesn't cost you nothing. Get the certification under $1,000, increase your income, all of those kind of, another thing is that supplement your income with, we can do Toro with your car, you can ride Uber, you can do rental arbitrage, you can sell on City Shop, you can do content creation, or you can do what this young man that was just asking, can you be an appointment setter? You can work with content creators where you are doing, you can learn how to edit videos, edit people's thumbnails, and you're working for people. Some people are content creator manager. They are, they do it 1 hour, 2 hours of their time. That's all that they do. But they are getting additional income right there. So that's the other thing. Income is the first thing. Please do not despise your income. Never. It's just a tool to help you build well. Number two is invest. Number two is your emergency fund. Emergency fund in your IU savings account. 3 to 6 months. Start with 1 month and increase it to 3 to 6 months. That's the second thing I would do. Number three, high debt. Any debt that is high, I'll make sure that I'm paying that off before I start investing. And the next thing is investing. ETFs, S&P 500, consistency, automation, making sure that I do that once and for all. Yeah, you're welcome, the P5. I hope you registered, by the way. P5, I hope you registered. Yeah, I know you registered. I know. Yeah, so I'm just confirming. Yeah, invest and then buy assets is the next thing, right? Because you invest in ETFs and then once that money is piling up, you'll now start having down payments. You put it in assets. We are buying real estate immediately so that you can enjoy the 4 paychecks that comes with real estate. And of course, cash flow will start coming in. Then that's the money that you are looking for. But the only thing is that the difference is that you are not trading time at this point for that money. Even though if you are trading time, you know that you are just using it for another asset, right? But you are getting cash flow from your asset. It doesn't require it to be there. Getting cash flow from your asset, money is coming, right, from your real estate or from dividends and all of that. And of course, you scale. That's what I would do. The other thing is that I'm going to be scaling. Scale. Start from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to, and then you're double digit like me, right? Yeah, double digit like me. And then we start expanding to, commercial real estate. Who says you can own a 500 unit apartment or 1,000 unit apartment? Nobody says. The people that have it don't have 2 heads. It's just that just have to conceive it in your mind to achieve it, right? The minute I said, okay, it's double digit I want to get to, I achieved it, right? I got the double digit and I said, and if you start saying, okay, you know what, I need to buy a McDonald's. Who says you should just be a consumer of McDonald's? Who says you cannot own that McDonald's? It's not a big deal. It is not. Just start with, going into franchise shows, right? And for apartments, get books on apartments, get books on commercial real estate, all of those kind of things, and just widen your mind. You'll be so surprised that it's not as crazy as you think. It's not. It's not as crazy as you think. So, it's just, it could be intimidating at the start. It could be very intimidating, but guess what? You get me? Can we keep tapping? I know that we are all locked in today. I know we are all locked in. Right? I know we are all locked in. Let's keep tapping. Today, let's keep tapping. And one of the things I want to ask, and you can put in the comment section, have you started? Are you a beginner? Put 1 if you're a beginner investor. And if you are already investing, put 2. Beginner investor, put 1. 2 if you are already investing. Right? Okay. Moto says yes, he's already investing. That's amazing. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. Any other? And it's okay. Okay, Ben. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, great. Great. We love this. Yeah. And if you're a beginner investor, please, feel free to just say it. Queen B, welcome. And so 2, I do have 2, and I do have Motto, Queen B, Lazy Mom, Easy Slim. I always like that. Treasure Vault. How are you all today? Flash Call, Mayalistic. Mr. Gregory, of course, that's a 2. Darlene, Arike, and Coach Chefi. Yeah, so 2, 2, 2. I'm seeing 2, 2, 2, 2. Anyone's? Oh, wow. I think we have anyone's. And let's keep tapping out the live. Can we get it? I know. Yeah, my day is going home well. It is. I have a bit of more energy today compared to yesterday. Yesterday, I was just like, yeah, but today, I think I have a bit more energy. I'm excited for the training. Did you register, Queen B? And everyone that is here, I just wanted to make sure that nobody within my TikTok community misses out of this training. Because if anyone calls me after and say, and tell me, oh, but Dr. Lina, when are you going to have the next training? And I'm like, well, because this might not happen again. So take advantage of the, okay, yes, you did. Awesome. I hope awesome. I'm glad you did. Lazy Mom, did you? Mayalistic, Flash Code, Darlene, Arike, Co-Chef, Chef, Treasure Vault, Mr. Gregory. Yeah, oh, he said he can't wait. Yes, I can't wait as well. I'm just so pumped. Yeah, Mr. Gregory, are you going to join us in the class? Are you going to join us? Come teach, come share your wealth of experience of retiring at 52. Yeah, that just be amazing. That will be amazing. Great. Any questions? So that's it for me. For me, if I had to start over, I wouldn't panic. That's the thing. Oh, thank you so much. Who did that? Thank you. Selfera, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, welcome. So welcome everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for the gift. And if I have to really start over, yay! Always, if I had to start over in 2026, honestly, it's going to be challenging, but I'm not going to panic. If I have to rebuild in 2026, I'm not going to panic, because wealth isn't about luck. A lot of people always mix this up. Wealth is being intentional. The same way you wake up and you shower, you are intentional about brushing your teeth, your hygiene. That's the same way when it comes to wealth. You have to be intentional about wealth building. And people just feel that, oh, it just falls on my life. It doesn't. Even wealth knows if you treat money badly, trust me, that money would go away. But guess what? If you treat it nicely, the money stays. Hi, Team Love. How are you? Welcome. I hope you have registered for the training. I hope you have registered. Yeah, Selfera, I know you registered yesterday. And if you haven't, we have limited spot left. Limited, very, very limited spot left. So let's all register if you haven't. Anybody that because anybody that recognize that I see, I'm saying it so that you will not ask me later. Yeah, you would. And if you still want me to show you how to register, let me know, right? Let me know. Let's keep tapping. Thank you all for tapping. Thank you for tapping all the life. So for me, if I had to start over in 2026, I'm not going to panic, but I know that wealth is not about luck. It's about being intentional. It's about system, having my full account system, making sure that I get the skills, right? Increasing my income. Then of course I'm going to make sure that I pay off my debt. All of those things that we talked about, emergency funds, right? So that I'm not one of those. I'm the smart ones of the 30,000 that was laid off in Oracle. I hope none of us were impacted here for people working in Europe, because 30,000 is a lot of people. I can't still wrap my head around it. That's like, yeah, a lot. 30,000 people laid off. I can't still wrap my head around it. So, I wouldn't panic. And, it's not about luck, it's a system. So I'm following the same system that I just talked about, right? Which is basically my income, emergency fund, debt payoff, ETFs, and of course, real estate, and rinse and repeat and do the same thing, capital building, and of course, real estate. This is what I'm going to follow. And of course, I'm going to build it on my other pillar, my financial fortress pillar. Make sure that I have financial discipline, because that's going to give me speed. Make sure I have financial literacy. So I'm going to still keep getting education, just like we are getting the training this weekend. Make sure that I have financial planning. So I have 401k taken care of. I have my 4 account systems, all of those kind of things. Have Rotary, all of the things that comes with that. And ensure that I have trust, like trust, living trust, because if anything happens, that is, know that you are well taken care of, or your family is well taken care of in terms of insurance and all of that. So that is what I'll be doing. And of course, my real estate is, rental property, that has to be on point. And once I understand the system, I can rebuild at any time, because I always say it's a blueprint. And that's why I said we are building a $1 million league. The reason why I can confidently say that you can build 1 million, I did not say 10 million, I did not say 2 million, 1 million is in 10 years. It's because it's something that I've used. It's a blueprint that's worked, not for me, for also other clients. That, okay, if you do this way, and do this, you follow this step, you are going to get this result. It's just like the what's it called? In science, when you do something, you put this, the chances of it becoming the same, this result. Is it pink and blue? Is it pink and blue? There's which color? There's one color that you put red and blue or something, it becomes purple. Just something of that nature. The chances are that it's not going to get there is very slim. That's why I said we are building $1 million league. The $1 million league is you're getting $1 million, you become a millionaire. 1 million in 10 years. 10 years might look like a long time. Yes, it's the formula. Yes, absolutely. It's a formula, right? Right there. If you do the same thing, follow the system, follow those steps, you would get the same result. The same thing, they said you cannot expect a different thing. I expect a different result. You can do the same thing, I expect a different result. Of course, if you are taking your money, you are taking your paycheck and you are using it on a lifestyle depreciating asset, you are doing it, trust me, you would retire. I can bet it and guarantee it to you that you will retire at 65 and you will still go back to Walmart and stand at the door and still be working after 65. It's the truth of the matter. If that's all you do, you take your salary, you use it to find depreciating lifestyle, you find yourself there. That's just the reality. Let's not deceive ourselves. That's the same way if you take some of your money and you invest it every single month, and if you start putting $100 from age 20 to 65, you have over $1 million in just compounding, not putting anything. That's just the same. The result is going to be result. So that's why it is very important. It is very, very important. And that's what we are talking about. We don't want to get to that 65 and then you look back at your life and be like, what did I do with my life? And trust me, this happens as we are speaking right now. People are retiring and they're wondering, what did I do with my life? Money, I don't have to show for it. And then I just leave it, and I've been working 9 to 5. But guess what? In their closet, they have everything, and that closet is like, of course, and it doesn't want anything anymore. Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for a said fact. That's the reality. So let it not be too late. Let it not be too late. Do it now when you are still younger. And that's what I mean. There was a time of my life that I was working like, I mean, I was literally just working and waking, working and sleeping, waking, working and sleeping. But then I knew what I was using the money for. It was simply for what? It was simply for investing. Okay, it wasn't to eat because, oh, thank you so much for that, Selfra. It wasn't just to eat. If I was just eating, guess what? I will not have anything to show for it today. But guess what? Whenever I get, and this is, the class is over, by the way. The class is over. We've already talked about what, but trust me, this is even the most important part of it. This is the mindset. Mindset shift is very, you can understand the system and everything. But trust me, if you do not change your mindset, thank you so much for the follow. If you don't change your mindset, trust me, nothing will change because you know it on paper, but you do not just execute. And execution is key. That's part of the reason why I said we'll have that training about how to buy ETF, because real estate is a bit different. I can't force you to sit in that class and then we buy the house in the class and do everything. It's not possible. It's a process. That one is a process, right? And that's why I will give you everything, the blueprint. Do this 1 month 1, do this 1 month 2, do this 1 month 3, and then you are good to go. And then you are executing. But then if you still need a guardrail, you need someone to caution, go with you, then you can always reach out on yes, it's going to be separate. Yeah, we can't do it. It's going to go past a lot of people's head if you do that together. It's going to go past a lot of people's head. And what I was trying to do with the ETF training, it's going to be a training, but it's going to be hands-on and very practical. So it's going to be probably 2 days, right? I'm in Texas. It's going to be 2 days, right? 2 days. Day one, we're going to set up the account in that class. We will set up the account in that class. And the reason why we cannot finish it in that class, it's because in case you have issues and you need to call the bank to, or the bank requires you to take some time to open the account, because I wouldn't restrict you to any bank, right? I mean, I won't restrict you to any brokerage company. Oh, you're in Arlington. I'm in the Houston area, like suburb of that area, right? So just think about it. You can brokerage, if you open a broker, maybe you're open wood, but for some reason they need to delay something or whatever, or you need to call them. You have that day and the next morning to figure it out with them, because in that class you would open that account. Then when we open the account, and Dr. Lina is very, very bad like that because I've seen it help me. I've seen it really help me. Somebody that used that strategy, I don't know, for social media, is if you know her, it's Mimi OJ. Mimi OJ would put you in a class and she'll make sure you do it right there in that class. And it's very, very effective, because a lot of time people get out of the class and they don't do anything with it. So in this case, I'm helping you to help yourself. You open the account, then day 2, and that's why I'm thinking it might be during the week. Maybe we'll do one on a Saturday, then we have one during the week or something. Yeah, hands-on practical. Because I have somebody like, what was my friend say? He did say, oh, I started this thing, I'm tired. I thought it was going to, and he left it. So I said, this one, we would sit there. Then you are forced to come back, 2 days or 3 days after. Then by that time, it should be ready. And I'm telling you, you should have your money in your account, because we're going to set it up in that account, and you would buy your first transaction and then you set it up recurring. I don't want to see your account details, but I just need to see, have you done it? Okay. Then we set it's recurring. Then if you now, like in 2 months time, you go back and say that, okay, you don't want it recurring again. It's on you. Do not say I did not help you. At least I tried. I gave you, I tried. I tried it to help you to set a recurring, and trust me, 90% of the time it works because you will not even see this money. You will not, you will condition your mind, or your mind will be conditioned that this is what I have in my account. It's just like your 401k and your taxes. When they deduct it from the source, you make do. Your mind conditions that, okay, this is how much I have, and your living expenses remains like that. But then, if you just let them release that taxes and you realize that, oh, I don't have money. So that's the hands-on is what we're going to be doing in that class. That class might be free, or it might be, I don't know yet, either free, depending on my mood, either free, or everybody in this class will get a code. In the real estate class will get a discount code, and they would get it for maybe 50% or 70%, because at times people just need to pay for something to get serious with it, something of that nature. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I just see that it's something that's going to be effective, because at least you know that you are paying yourself. It's just like a way of encouraging people to, like, okay, you do it. Okay, now I've done it. That's it. And trust me, heaven will not fall. That paycheck that you said is not enough. Trust me, it would be enough even after it would, because it was not enough anyways. Okay, so just let it not be enough. Put it towards investing. It wasn't enough. So there's no, it wasn't enough. So it's okay. It's never going to be enough. So there's no point. Let's just use it towards investing. It wasn't enough. But that's the best we can do. And thank you all for tapping out the live. It's 2:30. I got to go today. School run. Thank you all that tapped out the live. We got to 5,000 likes. And I hope I added value today. Again, and for everybody that registered, you should have received an email either from me or from Nesture about the requirement. Okay, the video you're supposed to watch on YouTube, you would see the link in there. All you have to do is watch it 5 minutes, two of them, 5 minutes each. Take it whenever you're watching, take a pen and a paper so that you take note. Okay, take note. It's going to help you well in class. When you get there, you will understand what I mean. And that's why I want everyone to watch that video. People that are asking, oh, I don't have down payment. At least you'll put your mind to rest that, you know what, these are ways I can do it. Or you start thinking ahead of class. So when you get in class, you can actually come with questions. How do you register? Okay, let me show you. So here, this is going to be my, on your phone, it might look different, but this is my bio, right? On my profile page, you click on here. That's nestu.me. That's the only link that you find there. Then it's going to bring you here. Then it's going to try to play trick on you, but you click on open. Then it's going to bring you here. So here you will see that my ebook that is right there, right? And then if you want to book a one-on-one consult for people that are asking, and of course, this is that training, how to buy in 90 days, right there. You click on it and it brings out my beautiful face, because I can also be I can also glam, just in case you don't know. Then you would, then if you scroll down, you will see buy access, and it's $0. Trust me, that's $1,000 value right there. Click on it, and you get an email confirming that you have registered. If you don't get an email, please DM me. Yeah, and that's it right there. And for my YouTube, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Just go on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, you should be able to. So right there, Money Talk with Dr. Lina. You can't miss it. It's the same me. It's the same me everywhere. On Instagram as well, it's the same picture that you would see. I keep it as simple as possible. Oh, you're welcome, ma. He said, ma. When you say ma, it just makes me laugh like, I'm a little girl. Even when I'm 60, I'm still a little girl. Yeah, awesome. I hope we all found value today. I thank you all for tapping out the live and for bringing it. I hope I was able to add one or two value. Be on the lookout. The training is going to be this Saturday and Sunday, 2 days. Please do not forget Saturday and on Sunday. Yes, Saturday. Okay, Moto said always. Saturday and Sunday, let's get prepared. Sleep well, drink a lot of water, don't stress yourself because this is your wealth building opportunity. Wealth building opportunity. And it's not just for you, it's for your children and your children's children. I'm always very passionate about children because 5 to 9 children story. That's how I got into real estate. So I'm very, very passionate about it. Okay. All right. Well, I love you guys. Ensure that your money is working harder than you do. Okay. I love you. Have a good one. Talk to you guys later. Bye.